Any masturbators here? Masturbators. Show of hands for the masturbators, huh? Masturbators, yeah? Yeah. Anybody with their hands down are fucking liars. Every motherfucking one of you. Fucking liars. I masturbate. I do it. I do it in the shower because there's nothing wrong with that. No, especially in the shower because it's private. It's easy cleanup, and if I'm not supposed to do it in the shower, then somebody needs to explain to me what conditioner is for. Huh? Like I don't know. When I do it, I got kind of a weird fetish. I have this really weird fetish when I do it, and it's what is it called? It's called the boobies, I think is what it's called. I like to look at boobies, and it aids me in my masturbatory process. Yes, the boobies, and oddly enough, there's boobies on the internet. Did you know this? There's pictures of boobies all over the internet. And you can go there and look at them, and it aids you in your process of taking care of this. And unfortunately, sometimes you get a little overzealous and you forget to delete certain things from your browser history, and then your fiance finds it, and you gotta have that conversation. Why do you have to look at boobies? And it's like, well, all right. It's because at heart, I'm an environmentalist. Okay? Now let me explain that. It might not make sense to you right off the bat. It will. I'm an environmentalist, and like I said, I do it in the shower, and I don't want to waste water. And if you try to go in there and take care of your business without any type of prior stimulation, it's like going to battle with an acorn. Okay? And you gotta go and you gotta plant this acorn, right?
That's right.
And you gotta water it, right? You gotta water it, and you gotta nurture it, and say nice things to it, until finally it grows into a mighty oak tree. And then you go to the oak tree, and you take of it a branch, and you whittle down the branch, and you make a longbow, right? And then you go back to the tree, and you take of it the bark, and you strip it, and you boil it, and you weave it, and you create a string for your longbow, and you string your bow, and you go back to it, and you take a smaller branch, and you whittle an arrow, and you go and you find birds that have been living in the tree, and you take of them their feathers, and you create fletchings for your arrow, and then you line up your shot, and you get ready, and you miss, you fucking miss, because like somebody like knocked on the door, and it's like so you go back to the tree, or you get another small branch, and you create like maybe the first branch is sister or roommate or something, and you create another arrow, and you line up and get the fletchings, and take a shot, and bullseye! Bullseye! Now, if I go look at boobies on the internet for 5 minutes, it's like walking in there with a loaded shotgun. Boom! And that's how I take care of business.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. That's all the time I got. Have a good night.
I have a new neighbor. Now, I'm really like a generous person. I love giving presents to people. I like to bring like cookies or a card. But I was like, I found out this neighbor is a felon. I'm like, what can I bring him that he can really use, So I'm bringing him a jar of my urine. I don't know. I know he won't test positive for weed, but he might test positive for a baby. It's a little awkward drug test. A little awkward. I have a really critical mom. She always like criticizes everything that I do. And it's hard. Like I feel like I can't get a break no matter what I do. And even if I came out with a sex tape and she saw it, I think she'd criticize it. This would be her. Anna Flora, you call that a blowjob? Didn't you learn anything in homeschooling? Good times.
out of school about a year ago. First thing I did was get an internship. Do I have any current or former interns in the house here? Yeah! All right, so you understand then that intern is a euphemism for do as you're told, bitch. Yeah. Not only did I intern, I was an intern at the West Michigan Whitecaps, which is the baseball team around here. And minor league baseball is weird. We had a sponsor, which was a plumbing company, and we gave away a plunger at every home game. That's not a joke. So that's 70 home games, which means somebody had to go out and buy plungers. Do you know the looks you get at Home Depot when you go up to somebody and say, "Excuse me, can I buy 70 plungers?" Especially when the response is, "I don't work here." So, oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, give me one sec. I do this every time I get up here, so it's really nothing new.
What's he got to do?
Yeah, exactly. So I get to the door with plungers in my hand, get to the greeter. What does she say to me? Does she say, "Oh, goodbye," with a smile like it's her job to do? No, she stares at me and says, "Oh, looks like you have big problem." I want to know, like, what does she think happened? Like, what problem could be so bad to where you're using one plunger and you're like, "No, I'm going to need to go to the store and get 70 more." So I am a really big, I am a big sports fan, but I really only like the American sports, which is why the Olympics weirded me out. They got rid of baseball, and that makes me mad because that means there was an Olympic Committee meeting when they said, "Okay, we're going to get rid of baseball, but we're going to keep race walking." And soccer, what's going on there? Your clock counts up? That's not how things work. What if that was the way things went on New Year's? It's 11:59 and 56 seconds, 57 seconds, 58, 59, 60 seconds! Happy New Year, everybody! 60! What if that happened, guys? I didn't like NBC's coverage of the Olympics. I don't know if anybody did. I honestly heard an announcer say, "My favorite part of the Olympics is the sheer competition." Like, yeah, dude, you just described the Olympics. That'd be like if I was eating a sandwich and I was like, "This sandwich is really good. My favorite part is eating it." So like I said, I did graduate about a year ago, so now I have to worry about smart people business things, which is a problem for me because I'm a dumb person who majored in communications. I have to worry about like 401ks and Roth IRAs. You okay over there? Party foul. Roth IRAs and mortgages. Mortgages, literally the only thing I know about a mortgage is if you flip over Park Place, you get like $200 a Monopoly. That's it. I'm also happy that I'm done with school for one reason, and that's that I now no longer have to read the books that I never read anyway. For example, Huck Finn. I never read it, but there's been controversy over it recently because they want to take the N-word out of it. Problem is they want to replace it with the word slave. Yeah, that's not okay either. Let me put this in context for a second. Hypothetically, I run into a black guy at the bar and I call him the N-word. I am fucked. Also hypothetically, I run into a black guy at the bar and I say, "Out of my way, slave." I am equally fucked. I am no less fucked under those circumstances. Thank you guys, it's awesome. Appreciate it.
What else? You know what's just going up now? There's been a problem because we have all these young children getting pregnant and having babies and stuff. So I've heard a proposal to stop that by passing out birth control on ice cream trucks. Have you heard that? Yeah, birth control, and it makes some sense, you know, it makes some sense. You get a condom with every bomb pop. You know, you'd get a diaphragm with every Eskimo pie. No, to be socially responsible, you get an AIDS test with every fudgesicle. Oh, come on, you. Come on. That's some good humor. Oh, did I ruin it? Did I ruin it? Good pun. I don't know, is that a pun? Oh, geez, you know, I failed the most important medical test you can fail, the finger up the butt test. And fellas, you know what that means? It's colonoscopy time. That's colonoscopy for you youngsters. Have you thought about that? Have you ever thought about it?
I try to block it out.
Try, just the night before the physical, don't eat nachos. That's all I'm saying. Because what happens if you fail that finger up the butt test, oh, then you gotta go, you go into Spectrum, okay? And they wheel you in. And it's a horrible thing, because what happens is you're on, I don't even know what they call this cart, they wheel you in, and the doctor, okay, she's got a camera about the size of a watermelon. Has anybody else had a colonoscopy? They take this watermelon-sized camera and they jam it in your butt. And then she's looking overhead. See these video screens overhead? Only imagine, instead of Sunday night, whatever, imagine these pictures. It was just a picture of the inside of your butt. And she's got a joystick. And she was maneuvering this camera through your butt canal. Oh, and she's liking it. She's getting too excited. She's jumping up and down. Yeah, butt canal, butt canal. I was no longer a person. I was a human video game. Only it wasn't hemorrhoids. No, it was asteroids. So she's jumping up and down, just liking it. She found a couple Klingons. Oh, but the worst was she found one of my dad's boots. Sad thing is, I remember that. I have no idea where those gerbils came from. Oh, is that crossing the line here?
Lose 10 pounds? No. But my husband could lose 50? So fuck it. I used to struggle with my weight until I watched this TV movie about a really fat lady who discovered she had an absorbed fetus in her abdomen. She spent her whole life walking around with this dead twin sibling and didn't even know about it. I know, right? So some people rely on WebMD to help them diagnose a medical condition. I think a Lifetime movie starring Tori Spelling works just as well. I want you all to think about it. I'm only fat here and here, which means I should have been triplets. Guys, that's great news, because I think I look damn good for 3 people. Catholics are required to attend premarital counseling before they walk down the aisle and exchange vows. I'm Catholic, and I say couples should have to sleep in the same adjustable bed for one night instead. It turns out my sleep number is 4 and my husband's is 666. My neighbor jogged past my house this morning with bare feet, and I just shook my head because when I asked him about that, he said, "It takes just a few weeks to get used to, but African runners do great without shoes." Like they have a choice. It's a little offensive to poor people, don't you think? To be so rich and satisfied with life that you need a temporary and miserable challenge 4 days a week? smart to ask an African instead of take NPR's word for it? Man, I love my Skechers. You don't see me up here doing barefoot comedy because I'd be barefoot in Ethiopia. You know what else is mainstream in Africa? Unemployment, swimming for your life through snake-infested waters. I don't recommend we bring those ideas over here either. Here's an idea. Maybe it's not the bare feet that's causing these people to run so fast. It could be all the wildlife that's chasing after them. You guys, I get really discouraged with Facebook because every time I log in and go through photos of people I used to have as roommates in college or worked with at restaurants growing up, all I see are like these groups of happy white females wearing the same sexy blouse. No one got another black friend to replace me. Were they relieved when I left? They're like, mark that black friend shit off my bucket list. It's time to take a spin class. You guys, I have a same-race fantasy. I would love to have sex with a black man, but I live in a really nice part of town, so my neighbors would never approve.
I read a research article the other day that said overly stressed out men prefer larger women. So if there are any larger women in here tonight, I have to tell you, I'm pretty relaxed. You don't stand a fucking chance. It makes it. I'm sorry. It makes it sound like I'm some sort of catch by saying that joke. I'm chubby. I'm balding. Look at this body. Yeah. I mean, my skin alone looks like a fat albino used me as a cum sock. Now, for those women out there who don't know what a cum sock is, it's what I dry the dishes with when you don't fuck me. But this is, I'm going to bring it back here. This is for the ladies. This is for the ladies. Some guys don't like going down on girls that have lots of labia down there. You know, they call them meat cushions. It's all sorts of. It's rude. It's not right. Okay. But ladies, I don't mind that one bit. To me, having sex with you is like walking into a beer cooler. Sure, you got to go through those clammy, wet flaps hanging down at the door to get to happiness, but chances are I am or will be drunk, and I'm not going to remember your terrible fucking vagina anyway. So I saw these two conjoined twins. Have you guys seen these twins on the news? They had two heads, one body, these girls? You guys seen this, girl? It's fucking amazing. My sister. I love your sister. The first thing I thought to myself is, when I saw them, is I will never have to worry about paying too much attention to the other girl in that three-way. The worst part is what if one head doesn't consent to sex? Like, do I only have to do half the crime? Half the time? Fuck, I suck. Don't bring it back. Thank you for that. Like most Christians, I don't believe in abortion, and I have two pre-dug holes in the woods to confirm this. I also don't believe in prostitution, and I've lost count at how many holes I've dug in the woods to confirm this.
That's a good thing.
All right, we'll see how this shitty one goes. I took my girlfriend to get the morning after pill, and there was a depiction of Jesus Christ's face on the pill itself. And I said, honey, look, it's immaculate contraception. And she didn't think my shitty hacky joke was funny. She said, Jamie, clearly this is a sign from God. And I said, yes, baby, no pun intended. You have a choice. You could walk up the stairway to heaven, or you just go to the abortion clinic, because we're not gonna fucking have a baby. That's simple. Statistically speaking, 70% of people who get warts on their hands So it's not really considered an STD if you kind of give it to yourself. And statistically speaking, that's a great thing to say when you run out of condoms. I went down on one of those girls who, have you guys heard of this? Vajazzle their vaginas? Yeah. Yeah, these girls with hair coloring and sparkle stickers and lots of glitter. Yeah? But she failed to tell me that the hair coloring was spray-on and temporary. So not only did I feel like I was fucking a gay Muppet, but I came up after going down on her looking like a blue baby after a lap dance. Oh yeah. Hey, gay people who are good at math, I have a message from God. The Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. Keep up the good work. Ooh, let that one sink right in there. All right, Vice Presidential candidate Paul Ryan was trying to skirt the issue of unwanted pregnancies and fellow Republican beliefs, saying, hey, listen, we don't need to split hairs over rape. I was like, you insensitive asshole. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what rape is, splitting hairs. That's fucking unreal. I mean, unless she shaves and then you just know she wants it.
No shave November.
Hey, I hate these girls who try to psychoanalyze guys who like a shaved vagina. And they're comparing us to pedophiles and saying, oh, you just want it to look like a little girl's vagina. No, I just like your vagina and I want to see it. I like your tits, but if they were covered in hair, I would politely ask you to shave them as well. I don't think that's a big deal. Also, I don't ask you to lick my armpits after a night out, because guess what? Hair retains odor. So stop making me feel like Jerry Sandusky going down on a clogged shower drain. Just shut the fucking thing.
The other day I went to a county fair, Ottawa County Fair. Anybody been there? Yeah, they got this exhibit of monkeys there, right? So I'm being funny with my girl. I'm like, hey, you didn't know, but I speak monkey. She said, shut the fuck up. I said, watch this. So I walk up to the barricade and I look at the monkey cage and I'm like, whoo, 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 ah, ah. One of the monkeys looked at me from behind. She just walked into the front of the cage and she went, whoo, whoo, whoo. I was like, oh shit. That motherfucker turned around like this. And her tail went right in the air. You could see her pussy. I mean, I was like, God damn. The trainer walks up like, hey. Don't be talking to my monkey like that. That's my monkey. I'm like, you better get your monkey because I'm about to give her the business. The monkey business, that's fucked up, ain't it? The girl was like, I can't believe you just talked a monkey out some pussy. I said, you next. You are next. Summertime in Michigan, I was having fun all summer. I went out to Grand Haven, PJ Hoffmaster, all that. I was going to the beach a lot. I don't like to take off my shirt at the beach. To be honest, I've been getting kind of fat over the last couple of all my life. I just eat like shit. Like, I wish they'd make a Big Debbie, because then I wouldn't have to eat so many goddamn little ones. If I were on death row, my last meal request would be 100 McDonald's breakfast burritos. That way I'd die before they could kill me. I just found out my 65-year-old neighbor is pregnant. I didn't even know women at that age could get pregnant, or I wouldn't have done that. I've been married for 7 years in another week. 4 of them faithful. Yeah! Woo! Jokes. I'm not one of those comedians that gets on stage and dogs his marriage. Besides, my marriage is good. And my next marriage is going to be even better. My next marriage is going to be all about sex. Well, for me, sex. For her, citizenship. And if the sex ever died down and she wanted more help with chores, I would understand. And I would also hope that she enjoyed life back in her village.
I have a lot, like I said, I have a lot of black friends, and one of my buddies, we went up north. He's a black guy from Ipsy, and we went to a wedding in Drummond Island. You guys ever been to Drummond Island? Let me explain Drummond Island. You drive as far as you can north, and then you drive as far as you can east, and then you get on a fucking boat, and you go even further. And let me explain my buddy Ray. My buddy Ray's hands are so messed up from playing video games all day that he had to smoke medical hash the whole way up north. And I didn't want to be rude, you know, so I smoked it with him. Plus, like I said, he was a black guy. I wasn't getting gas money. But anyway, we're driving up north, and the only thing that'll come in on my radio is NPR. And they're talking about Whitey Bulger getting turned in, and some guy getting $2 million. And my buddy's like, wow, man, $2 million is a lot of money for turning in an old gangster. But you want to know where the real money's at? And I said, where's that, Ray? He says, if we were to hit a Sasquatch right now. And I looked at him, and he's like, no, for real. That's the missing link. We'd be set for life. And I was like, Ray, that's the dumbest retirement idea I've ever heard in my life. And he said, Jake, 7 years ago, how much money did you pay for your house? And I said, 170 grand. He said, how much is that house worth today? And I was like, fuck you, Ray, pack that bull. Oh, well, let's see, I had a rough weekend. I just broke up with my girlfriend. Here's the thing, and I'm an asshole, but she took me to this 80s party. And she kept saying OMG. She didn't say oh my god, she kept saying OMG, OMG, your outfit's so crazy. And she said it like 9 times. So I had to break up with her because one, that shit's annoying. And, right? Tell me, is that annoying? And 2, that means she has a lazy mouth. I can't date a girl with a lazy mouth. Because, you know, you can teach technique. The ambition comes from here, right? You know what I'm saying?